So 1 versus 1 here, 15k CWB match between Mousolini the Great from the Hell Clan and Crivat from GOTW. GOTW here is in command of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry units, phalanx units with, looks like 5 flag upgrades. He's also got some chariot archers over here, 1, 2, plus a single unit of Javcav against Mousolini's force, who's as usual gone quite Javcav heavy with 1, 2, 3, no heavy cav. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sacred band infantry. All looks to be on 5 flag upgrades, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slinger missile units with 1 green Balearic slinger unit with 2 flags of upgrades. For Pontic cavalry, he's only got 3 capitations and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 archer units. So it was kind of quite fortuitous for Pontus only to bring such light cavalry, because Mousolini has gone quite phalanx heavy, so that would have caused a problem for heavy cavalry, especially archers. But I think perhaps Crivat has played Mousolini before and knows what sort of army he likes to build. So he's just got, I think, 1 heavy cavalry here, 1 heavy chariot protecting his 2 chariot archers, and he's going to go in for a Javcav strike here, most likely at Mousolini's Balearic slingers. Mousolini send a threat, and he's going to send in his Javcav. So Mousolini's just trying to pepper the chariot archers with the Javcav, which has a very high attack. The Numidian Javcav are quite elite Javcav units, possibly the best Javcav unit in the game. And I think if he sees an opportunity, he's going to try and tag team Crivat's Javcav with a strike from both sides. I think that's why he's moving around so much. So it looks like Crivat has taken at least 2 casualties there with his light cav units, Javcav, and down here he's taken 1, 2, 3 chariot archer casualties. That may have not been from the Javcav though, that could have been from the Balearic slingers that have been shooting. So it also looks like he's going to chase down Crivat's Javcav. He's sending all 3, and he's probably looked at the stamina status of the Pontic Javcav and realised he can chase it down. Either that or Numidian Cav is slightly faster, and that's routed them from the field. So Musa has placed a single sacred band phalanx unit here to protect himself from any sort of chariot charge. Another one here to protect his Balearic slingers. And as yet the Pontic main line hasn't advanced forward. So I think he may be resting up his chariot archers so they're not vulnerable to be charged down. I personally would have gone at least 2 heavy cavalry with Carthage. Heavy cavalry are, in my opinion, the most versatile unit in the game, and I can understand the premise behind not taking too much cavalry. It's because Pontus likely would spam heavy chariots which counter horses, but 1 or 2 can be very handy on the battlefield for various tasks. So they're playing a waiting game now. So just to overview here, in a 1-on-1 phalanx fight, the Sacred Band will win against the Bronze Shield, or the phalanx partner. I think this is Bronze Shield infantry. And obviously Pontus has the heavy cav advantage, which will be effective if you can slam the phalanx from the rear or the flank. And in terms of the archer battle, if they both get into range at the same time, the slingers will win because they have better defense. Pontic phalanxes are slightly longer as well, longer speared, so that can be a bit of an advantage if attacking it from the front. So they're advancing now. So Musso will most likely just attack him straight on and protect his rear with these 3 units up here. And Musso's been known to use his jav cab like heavy cab, so in the point of need he'll put these into tight formation and charge them into the enemy's rear. So Musso's a big fan of rear penetration, so he's going to take them around here and probably take a couple shots at the Cappadocian cavalry, which is not going to inflict much considering the armour of these, plus they have a shield. Meanwhile, the chariot archers over here are most likely shooting at the slingers. He's trying to work down the numbers further so he can get an archer advantage. I personally would be flaming the jav cap right here, but he'll probably move in for a strike right now. Also will retreat, most likely quick enough, unless he's distracted. He may lose 1 or 2 now. Probably lose this unit right here. Yep. So there's a couple dead there. Seems to have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 horses there. So Musso may be successful in routing these archer units here. Yep. So that was a micro fail for Crivat there. He wanted to keep those because these are going to be very problematic towards the end, the slingers. If it gets to a close battle, the person with the slingers left at the end will probably win. So there's a bit of a chariot and jav cav engagement over here. That's a error on Musso's part. So Crivat has wiped out Mousolini's ranged units, and Mousolini's lost the archer advantage. It's a little bit chaotic here. So he's coming in for a rear strike here. He might not turn around in time. So Musso looks to be trying to surround these units. He lost a lot of slingers in that skirmish just then. He's got 2 Javcav here chasing the remaining archer unit of Crivat. Mousolini's got 1 ranged unit here, which won't serve him much. I don't know, we've still got a Pontic archer over here, 2 more units. So that can still be used to fire Mousolini's infantry from behind. So Crivat is just skirmishing his main line here to give his cavalry enough time to chase down Mousolini's archers and then send his cavalry back. Mousolini's trying to take out the remainder of Pontus's archers. And I think Pontus might be trying to surround at the moment. But still, I don't think it'll be enough to beat Carthage's infantry without the help of the Cappadocian cavalry. I think he might be resting them up here because cataphracts or any sort of heavily armoured horses tend to be pretty useless once they tire. So Carthage seems to be able to catch Pontus in running. I would have thought the Carthaginian band would have been more heavily armoured than the bronze shield infantry, so they'd be slower. It seems like they're faster. So both sides still have a chance here, since both archers from both sides have been wiped out. It's going to come down to purely an infantry micro game for Mousolini and an infantry cavalry micro game for Crivat. I think he's still got 1 heavy cavalry, a heavy chariot here. Yep, just here. So yeah, Musso's going to effectively noob square here, which is quite effective and a legitimate technique to protect himself. So it looks like the chariot archers still have ammunition left.
You done?
No. So Crivat's going to try and wear down Mousolini's numbers as much as possible with his chariot archers. That will give him the best chance when he engages. His Sacred Band are a pretty powerful unit. And he doesn't have all Sacred Band actually, he's got some Pontian infantry. He's got 1 unit here, I think 1 unit behind. So he's still got 1, 2, 3, 4 Carthaginian sacred band left. So right now Musa is just trying to protect his back as much as possible from the arrow fire. That way he can take the least amount of casualties. And then once the arrows are out, he may assume a different type of defensive position. Still got 2 Jav Cav left. So he's going in for a Jav Cav strike against the chariots. They seem to be exhausted, so they can't outrun. It's routed them. So Mousolini's running forward to engage the bronze shield. He's going to protect his flanks with the Punian infantry. So I'll just do a close-up here on first contact. So Musa's just trying to... he's doing some Jav Cav charges from behind him.
The enemy warlord lies dead. Now
There goes the Carthaginian general.
And watch his warriors flee.
As I said, Sacred Band are pretty tough, so they'll beat Pontic infantry. But the Cappadocian cavalry are going in for a pretty heavy charge here. They seem to have routed one. So it's good for Mousolini. And the heavy chariots decided to run amok amongst his own men, which isn't good for Crivat. He's going in for another Cappadocian strike here through the middle. And Mousolini's decided to surround that unit. We have one more rallied heavy cavalry here.
Flees from our war legions. Attack and drive them back in the same way. The enemy warlord
There goes the Pontic
is
general.
dead, slain by your brave warriors.
Okay, so a heavy cav charge right here. Also has a rallied unit here, which is just dawdling back. So Mousolini might actually win this one.
Units attack!
He's admitted defeat. I would have fought to the last man there. I don't think that game was over. But so it was a good game to those two. And also said there should be some hardcore commentating. I think if they had a couple more beers, it would have been off the frickin' chain. Good game to those two. Respect your mother.